is magnetic. I'm always tickled by science. Look at that, that's funny. Hey guys, I know it's totally different and it's just that I rotated my whole situation to be able to use the natural light coming through the window. Let me know if it's better. Either way, hi, hello, what's up guys? I have been a little out of it lately. And so I've been putting on this very low effort face of makeup with a couple of techniques that I've been trying out lately and really liking. And also, mainly today, I want to share with you guys the new Victoria Beckham matte bronzing brick in the shade 01. This is not a first impression by any means. I've been using this quite a bit lately and I definitely have some thoughts. I'm going to swatch this in comparison with the other bronzer contour combos that I have in my collection, mainly Wayne Goss and Patrick Ta, my two top faves, just for context. And I'm going to just, you know, walk you through the very simple, straightforward makeup look that I have been doing. Maybe, you know, some techniques to refresh your routine, but other than that, this is just gonna be a chill, catch-up kind of video. This is me doing my makeup on camera for the first time since I've been sick, I think. No, I did my get ready with me, but I guess this is my first review back. So I will stop jibber jabbering and let's just go ahead and jump in. If you're new here, hi, my name is Khaki. My bread and butter here on my channel is usually cruelty-free beauty releases and reviewing them. I don't typically do a lot of first impressions. I try and get my head around any product before I give you guys my final thoughts on them. Lately, I've been moving into a little bit more lifestyle content, and also my viewers, my lovely community, did convince me to start uploading my vlogs to this channel as well. So if all of that sounds good to you and you like this video, consider subscribing while you're here. Okay, this is a new product to me. I mean, I've used it now a couple of times, but I'm really enjoying it. So Rare Beauty reached out to me and they were like, can we send you some PR? And I was like, yeah. So I thought that they were going to send me the new eyeshadow palette first, but they sent me a brand new container of their foundation and their concealer in my shade, as well as some brushes and this primer. And I have heard such good things about this primer, mainly from Kyla Fish. She's just really, really in love with it. And a lot of people also told me that it's a game changer as far as how that particular Rare Beauty foundation performs, because it was super, super dry on me the first time that I used it. I managed to make it work with other things kind of later down the line, but I have never owned this, and it feels awesome. It is instant skin prep. It is so, so pretty. So very, very pleased with this so far. So there are a lot of complexion products that could work for this. The idea of it is just that I really want to feel like I have almost no foundation on. And I have a video on my channel of like best no makeup base products, and among them are these. I also actually, this was not in my collection yet at the time, and this is what I have been using quite a bit, the Chantecaille Just Skin Tinted Moisturizer, but I wanted to use this because it just came back in stock. So this is the Typology Serum Tint. I have it in the shade 1, and it is far more cost effective than the Chantecaille. I am still planning on doing the Chantecaille video where I demystify the difference between all of the foundations, all of their complexion products, but you know, bear with me. It's been an interesting couple of weeks. If you haven't caught up on my recent videos, basically I got very suddenly sick. I had to go to the emergency room. It's been about a week and a half ago now. And once I got on another antibiotic that really worked with my body a lot better than the one that originally caused my illness, I got better really, really quickly. So I've been doing a lot better lately and I'm happy to be back in the swing of it, but it has helped me really be more intentional about where I'm putting my energy and making myself rest more. So that is the quick and dirty on that. You guys, if you've been here a really long time, might remember my friend Genevieve. She's not an influencer or anything, she's just one of my oldest friends, and she filmed a video with me where we both got ready on camera. She had very, very different ways of doing her makeup than I do. And one of my favorite, I mean, she's one of those people who would wear her makeup for days and like her face never broke out. She is just one of those people. And she loves kind of worn in makeup, and she's like, every time I do, you know, a few steps of my makeup routine, I always think, well, you know, there's too much makeup on my face, and so I wipe half of it off. Like, she'll put her eyeshadow on and wipe half of it off. She'll put her foundation on and wipe half of it off. And I kind of love that. You know, I love the idea of it not just being imperfect, I'm trying to find my brush, but also just being barely there, like literally barely there. Not like, oh, I'm, you know, trying to make makeup that looks like skin. It's like, you know, just wipe it off. Wipe a lot of it off. And especially, I don't know, just in my lifestyle lately, I reach up, I touch my face a lot. I have a baby who reaches up and touches my face a lot. I am just kind of going around changing temperatures all the time and stuff like that, taking a mask on and off still. And I just want my makeup to like be something that I forget about. And that has been why, I don't know, I think that the main thing that I've been doing is kind of Violette style, just constantly taking inventory of how much is on my face, putting less on my nose, for example. She always says that's like a dead giveaway for her, that she's wearing a lot of makeup. For me, it's actually right here. I want to like make sure that I don't build a bunch of makeup right there because it's such a dead giveaway that I have like a lot of makeup on. And also having a heavier hand with blending, just like going in and kind of keeping an empty brush around to scrape it off as well. So, cause see, okay, I always edit it out when I'm wiping my nose, but I wipe my nose constantly. And right now, me, my husband, and my child are all just like completely inundated with allergies. And if I'm gonna be reaching up and wiping my nose constantly all day, I don't want it to look like my makeup is super disturbed. So it's like, bye. Just get rid of it. You know, the main thing I'm trying to do is just create a delivery system for blush. Okay, that's to be totally honest. So I am going to go in with blush first. The one that I've mainly been using has been the LYS. I'm going to use plenty of them, but I start with the LYS Higher Standard Satin Matte Cream Blush in Self Love. It's just this beautiful, like neutral, rosy pink color, and it's just a really good way to start for me. And then, you know, I can play on top of that. I will do the bronzer and the contour and everything on top of that, but I just start with kind of a light coat of it and watercolor that. I love this because it has that hybrid consistency. It doesn't necessarily feel like a powder, but it doesn't stay dewy and it's not shiny. This comes in a menagerie of shades. It's $16. They did finally restock it on both Sephora and the LYS website. So like, you know, I always put it on my eyes, but like that was too much. So I'm just trying to be like intentionally imperfect and not some kind of like pick me girl way, but like just again, doing it wrong on purpose. That's sort of where I've been at like mentally lately. It helps me, it helps me work my way out of my natural proclivity towards perfectionism, is to do it imperfectly on purpose and leave it like that. It just makes me stop thinking in those ways, and that's a really, really healthy practice for me. So freckles, that's the main thing, and just making it look really, really natural. Lately, I've been doing a lot of different blush colors because I always do. I've been really, really liking, where is it? Not this one, but the other, yes, the Kjaer Weis in Inner Glow. It's the wildest color ever. I'm not gonna use it today because I'm using a dedicated, like, this is a bronzer contour review video technically, although I'm really good at burying the lead, aren't I? But this is just such a bonkers color. If you are fair-skinned, like, it's kind of this ultimate bronzer blush contour color all in one. Hannah Louise posted. Yes, this is your like muddy blush. It's like a beautiful golden muddy blush. And you can order just the pan, which is, I know, one of her favorite things. So before we go in with more blush, which we will, I'm going to open up the Victoria Beckham palette. This is the shade 1. I think this comes in 4 colorways. It might only be 3, but 2 things here. 1, the bronzer itself is actually very, very fair. Like very, very fair. Reminds me of the Charlotte Tilbury very fair airbrush bronzer that I use. And then the contour, it looks cool toned compared to this or to the gold packaging one, but it's actually very warm when it is on the skin. But they are both beautiful and velvety, as you know, Victoria Beckham's powder formulas tend to be, but the contour is also much more pigmented than the bronzer. So let me swatch the Patrick Ta and the Wayne Goss against that. All right, I tried to go Hindash style, you know, where he kind of blends them together, kind of like his palette. So anyway, this is the new Victoria Beckham right here. Are you focusing? Can you please focus? Thank you. This is the new Victoria Beckham. Believe it or not, that is the contour, that is the bronzer. Like I said, very, very warm. It's almost like as warm as the bronzers for these. So here's the Patrick Ta. That is the contour, that is the bronzer. Bear in mind that his contour is a cream. So if that is a deal breaker for you. And then the Wayne Goss right here has the much cooler contour, a very effective powder contour for fair skin, but his bronzer is more shimmery. It's the only one that is shimmery, and it's very golden, almost peach. So the way that I've been using this is to put it on a duo fiber brush. This is an Amanda Z trick. And actually what I'll do is I will tap the bronzer on first with a regular kind of fluffy brush. This is my EcoTools Interchangeables tapered powder brush. They are pretty much always linked under my videos, I'm not sure, but they're the ones that I use the most. And you can see that's like a really nice fair skin bronzer. It's not orange by any means, but it also might really help to add context for people who have not the fairest skin, but like pretty fair skin. You might want to go for the second shade value in this because the fairest is very fair. Very fair on the bronzer, and it does do a great job of mimicking what I would consider to be a natural looking, you know, sun exposure look for me. Not exactly, I wouldn't say tan. That is not that is beige. I'm not delusional, okay? I know that I am not tan, but yeah, it is just, it's a good comparison because someone as fair as me can still use that. And the contour is almost just a deeper bronzer. Like it kind of reminds me of this, the Biscuit contour from Westman Atelier, except it's a cream. I've always confused this and misspoken and called it a bronzer because it is just sort of a warm contour color. It is a little bit deeper, obviously, but kind of the same balance of temperature. So that is the Victoria Beckham contour, and then there is the Westman Atelier, and obviously much deeper because it's a cream, but if you spread that out, they start to look a little bit more similar. This one's a little yellower, this one's a little peacher. Anyway, it's magnetic. I'm always tickled by science, look at that, that's funny. Anyway, taking a duo fiber brush, the reason that Amanda recommends this is because you can put it into your hairline and you don't have that like obvious line that's like, oh, that's makeup, because you can't get it, you know, effectively into your hair. But look at that, that's bronze. Like that's a very bronzy shade. And I'm not mad at it. I just wanna, you know, I'm a reviews channel. I wanna make sure you guys know exactly what you're getting yourself into here. I don't know why, but this brush is like really cool right now. I think it might have been sitting close to the air conditioner. It's like really nice. Speaking of air conditioner, I know that you can probably hear the air conditioner, but if I turn it off, my husband will actually sweat to death. And I tried to close the vent and it got even louder. So I was like, okay, I guess we're just gonna have to deal with it. So a little heavy-handed there, but you know, it's also because there's very little actual complexion product on my face, and I'm just trying to kind of show it to you guys in a way that you can see it. So there's that. I also picked up her Smoky Eye Brick in Silk. You guys had been really encouraging me to buy this for a long time, and it is her, I think, her only shimmery colorway, so we'll be using that in a second. Probably just like 1 or 2 shades, but I want to go in with some more blush first. Lately, I have been super into the Patrick Ta cream, but before I do that, I want to go in with some Bare Minerals bronzer. I have been going absolutely nuts, guys, as far as blush is concerned. And if there's anything that I have realized about the way that I used to do makeup and the way that I used to think about makeup and how that's changed over time, is just that a lot of the like rules that used to be just so widely accepted and like over and over again kind of repeated to the point of being like meme-ified on beauty YouTube, is that a lot of those things don't really apply anymore. Especially for me, powders and creams, and the way that we used to have these rules about what order they had to go, and it's like, if you can make it work, that's it. You know, use the right tool, use a light hand so that you're not disrupting it, but you can usually make it work. I do want to finish with a cream because it's going to make everything look like it's only cream, basically. But I also have Kiss of Rose here. This one is, You know what? I'm gonna do that with the duo fiber brush because it is so intensely pigmented that I just want a kiss, as it were. I am so in love with these bronzers. They are so gorgeous. They do such a good job, and even the pinkest one, the Kiss of Pink, the lightest one technically, I still feel like it is like a realistic looking sun-kissed color on me. So before I do my last step in my blush routine, I wanna go ahead and go in with some eyeshadow here. And I watched Nikki DeRoast use this on Instagram and I loved what she did, but you know, she was very delicate with a brush and I am not today anyway. She used the white, the pearly shade that kind of pulls a little bit golden, but I'm using so little of it that it's just kind of evening out color on my eyes. And then I'm gonna use this copper shade right here, and that is gonna go right on my lids. This does end up becoming a pretty warm color story, which is totally fine with me. But the beauty of these eyeshadows, this formula, all of her powder formulas, is just how buildable they are. They have the most lovely sheer quality to them, and they do show up really beautifully sheer, but if you do want to build them up, you can get this perfect saturation on them, and they kind of agree no matter what. And even though I don't typically go for things that are this warm, I do feel like it helps brown eyes pop quite a bit. And I'm going to just take a brush here and go underneath very sloppily. If I weren't running my mouth, this would go really, really quickly if I weren't like explaining everything. But also, you know, I think that you should stop. I think that there was something on that brush. I think you should stop doing your makeup whenever you are like tired and bored with it. Like if it becomes unfun, then that's your signal to dial back your routine and figure out like when it stops being fun and adjust your routine for that. Like for me sometimes, if I know that I'm going to put mascara on, then I feel like I have to put eyeliner on and I feel like I have to put eyeshadow on. So sometimes I just skip that whole deal. I don't go at all mascara, nothing. And I just go complexion and brows, you know, and that's it. Because, you know, it kind of sometimes when I get into doing my eyes, it gets unfun. And it's not all the time, but you know, day to day it changes. So today I am going to finish out my eyes. And I have been really loving this little sparkly brown shade right here for eyeliner because, you know, anything with shimmer in it is going to spread more easily. And so it's super, super soft. Now, if any of y'all watched that video, it was on Instagram from Nikki using this palette. She was mainly touting her obsession with the pencil from Victoria Beckham in the shade Bronze. I have owned black, mocha, and burgundy, Merlot. I think it's called Merlot. And the only one that has really worked for me is the mocha, but she made me want that bronze one real bad because it's such a nuanced color. You guys know I'm a sucker for nuanced colors. And it's kind of like a goldy brown, and she used it to tightline her upper lid and then also to just do like a soft line in her eyelashes, and it's almost undetectable as an eyeliner. It's just kind of a shadow, like this really believable shadow, and I was like, dang it, Nikki, that's brilliant. And then I went on the website and it was sold out, and I was like, of course it is. So but yeah, that is a really quick eye look. Boom, done. This is the kind of makeup that looks even better in an hour, you know? This is such a little secret weapon. I ordered this on a fluke. It is the Bare Minerals Bare Pro. I have it in Fair Cool 01. It is the smoothest little concealer. You need almost none of it. It is so beautiful. Doing a little bit of that, a little bit of that, a little bit of that. In fact, they gave me another brush too. Yeah, what do they call it? They don't have a name for this, do they? Yeah, but anyway, this is a Rare Beauty brush, and oh, cute. This is such a good little concealer brush. Aww, because it's like a good little, I don't know, dense brush like you would expect to use for creams, but it's small. Thanks, Rare Beauty, that's so smart. All right, and before I jump into like finishing touches and stuff, I'm taking an empty brush here. Empty, you know, it's just got nothing on it. And I'm just kind of, I mean, I'm like blending, but mainly I'm just wiping stuff off. Like, I don't really want any makeup on my jawline if I can get away with it, because then, you know, it's not gonna rub off on things that are on me. And my blush can be really, really like blended and soft. More of my freckles can show through. Knock anything off that's gonna wanna like crease and build. And it also kind of like brings a little bit of like blood to your face. Makes everything a little bit plump. But you see, I'm kind of blending powder and cream together all at once, and it's fine. Okay, finishing touches here. A little mascara, a little brow. Brown mascara is my fave. This is Crystal from Thrive. Who wants to be my eyebrow mousse today? It's whichever one I find first. Come and get it. Today it's Boy Brow. It's interchangeable. Boy Brow, Kosas. Also, I stole my husband's tweezers, and so my brows are actually done for once. There we go, there we go, there we go. So then I will go in with just a little bit of a like clear lip gloss probably. It really doesn't matter which one. This is the one that I've kind of been going for. And she's an influencer, but really anything clear. And in fact, I did just get the new Glossier lip things in the mail. I bought them with my credit. You know, I get a credit. They don't have it sending PR out to reps. It's kind of weird, but I get a $30 credit on their website, so I got them discounted. Yeah, I'll be reviewing those probably next. And then finally, because you know, this just doesn't look quite done yet. You're like, yes, it does. Looks fine, khaki. This is something that I have been going back to over and over and over again. It's She's That Girl from the Patrick Ta blush duo here, and I'm just going to be using the cream. It is the most joyful bubblegum pink, and that is not always my thing. A bubblegum pink is not always my first choice, but lately, when I get done doing this and it's so nice and bronze, pink just balances everything back out and makes it look so healthy. And I highly encourage you guys to, again, like, take inventory of your routine and decide what part of your routine makes you really happy. What do you enjoy doing? If you don't enjoy putting your makeup on, don't put makeup on. Like, it's not your job to change the way that you look for anybody if that doesn't make you happy and the act of putting it on doesn't make you happy. Like, I can sit here and put blush on all day because that makes me happy. If blush annoys you, skip it or do something where you just like pound it on with a gigantic brush and don't bother watercoloring it like I go to all the trouble to do. And you know, if bronzing is what makes you really happy, put on a ton of bronzer. If eyeshadow makes you happy, spend an hour on your eyeshadow, you know? This is just my personal routine that doesn't annoy me. That's the main thing. It's just, I just wanted it to be easy and pretty, and I wanted it to not annoy me. Especially not just putting it on, but also like wearing it all day. You know, I wanted it to be something where I was just, I hardly notice it on my skin. I am going back in and just kind of wiping stuff off here. Genevieve would actually take her hands and wipe her whole face. I was not brave enough to do that, but even like on my eyes, you know, it's like if I were to decide like that's, you know, too whatever, there's no way, like you've tried to wipe makeup off before, you can't wipe it all the way off. So you're not gonna wipe it all the way off. You're just gonna kind of, you know, soften the whole thing. And it's kind of like what I used to talk about when I was a hairstylist. People, especially in Florida, it's very, very humid. And people would come in for an event updo or something, and they would be like, how am I supposed to make this last when, you know, it's literally like 100% humidity? And I would be like, go ahead and let's do an updo that's already kind of messy, you know, like do a fishtail braid and kind of rat it out a little bit and then hairspray it. So the humidity and like the fraying of it looks really intentional, and then it will just be like really pretty and organic instead of being super perfect. And then imperfections are very, very obvious. So that's kind of the approach I'm taking with my makeup. Also, like if I feel something tickling my skin, girl, I'm gonna reach up and grab it. And I don't want it to be something where you can see this like big disruption where I stuck my fingernail in my makeup. But I also like to define the details. I like to show, you know, I have eyelashes, hello. I like my brows to be groomed or whatever. And I like having kind of like plump, healthy lips. I like having blush on blush on blush. It's just my thing. And yeah, I think that the main thing that obviously I wanted to highlight in this video was, did it again. They just really good friends. I want them to stay together. Let's just let them stay together. I don't want to disrupt what they've got going on. Anyway, the Victoria Beckham bronzer contour here. Final thoughts. I just wanted you guys to be able to see this in context. On a very, very pale person, this is absolutely beautiful and it does exactly what it sets out to do, and not in a shrinking violet kind of way. It definitely has impact, and I like the contrast of the two because the bronzer is something that is so beautiful and soft, and then that contour is almost like a richer bronzer that has a little bit more cool tone to it, and I think that that lends itself beautifully to a summertime bronze that is pretty believable. And you know, I might go in with a separate contour afterwards if I was feeling really extra, but I didn't feel compelled to do that today. But if this isn't you, if you're still fair-ish, but you're not as fair as I am, you might consider going for the next shade. This is, by the way, I think it's like close to $60. It's bonkers. The matte bronzing brick is $58, but I forgot to mention this, haha. This is her first ever that she has put out that has a replaceable pan, and unlike all these other brands that are putting out things with replaceable pans where they wait forever to release the actual replaceable pans because they're like, no, we want you to spend all your money and then you can spend some more of your money. She's actually like selling the refill already. It's $42 and it comes, that kind of annoys me, it comes in plastic. Skin Loving Bronzer features 2 soft matte tones so you can customize your bronze. Ooh, it comes in 5 shades, fam. So that is great. I stand corrected in a good way. So yeah, the refill does come in like a clear plastic thing. So you could just buy that if you wanted to and either keep it in that or put it in a magnetic palette of some persuasion, like a Salt New York palette or something. But it also, you know, serves as a replacement. So it is very, very pretty. It is quite a bit of product. You get 0.34 ounces total, but you know, $42 is a lot of money to $56, $58 is even more. Yeah. For me, Victoria Beckham does not present as like a bait and switch as far as that's concerned. Like, it is meant to be a clean beauty, ingredients oriented, high performing luxury product. The luxury, you can feel it in the packaging, you can feel it in the formulas. It's just a very, just conscious to every detail kind of brand, and that's either for you or it's not. So that's the vibe. This has been my only makeup that I've been wanting to wear lately. Mainly, I'm just moving into a more hot weather mindset with my makeup, wanting things to, instead of like working really, really hard to make them resilient, just putting less and less on. Doesn't mean actually fewer products, because I do like to play in my palette of colors, but it just wanting less and less on my face. And again, it's kind of like that Violette mindset where she's always kind of putting some on and then like wiping a little bit off, leaving a little bit undone. And for me, it's easier to put it on and then take it off than to just try and put on little, I guess. And also a look like this does really benefit if you do get done and you have more kind of like matte on your face than you want to. It really benefits from like a good dewy setting mist to make everything melt together. But I love this. I love that it's like, you know, it's not on my mind. It's barely on my face. So this lasts all day. It's really beautiful. It works really well with masks and stuff. So yeah, I hope that this was helpful for you guys. I'm gonna link my no makeup base products video below for reference if you are kind of curious about the, you know, products that I would recommend for something like this other than what I used. And also coming soon will be the Chantecaille, again, demystifying all of the complexion products, because I think that that's important. That's why I bought them. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching and for hanging out with me today. I love you guys so much. Subscribe if you want to. Leave me a comment down below. Tell me how you're doing. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.